One of the top three goals in Asgardia, according to their constitution, is to ensure the peaceful use of space and to create a free, independent nation outside of planet Earth. In order to accomplish this, we put forward 8 principles that help define and regulate surveillance in Asgardia. Given that Asgardia is a new nation, there are no concrete surveillance laws in place yet. Therefore, here are our principles to ensure safety and freedom in Asgardia. The first, accountability, means that an outside organization will be responsible for all personal information collected, and it'll be under that organization's control, and they'll be held responsible if they fail to protect the information collected. The second is identifying purposes. Essentially, the purpose for which the personal information is being collected must be identified by the organization before or at the time of collection. This protects not only the citizen's privacy, but also helps reduce the risk of base rate fallacy. Consent is very necessary, as the knowledge and consent of the individual are required for the collection, use, or disclosure of personal information, except where appropriate in certain situations. Unless the individual consents otherwise, or it is required by law, personal information can only be used or disclosed for the purposes for which it was collected. Personal information must only be kept as long as required to serve those purposes and should not be stored past a 30-day delay. The fifth principle, safeguards, are to ensure that personal information must be protected by appropriate security relative to the sensitivity of the information. The state has a legitimate interest in conducting surveillance, i.e., protecting national security. However, the state must take adequate precautions to ensure the data collected cannot be accessed by other actors, such as unauthorized individuals, corporations, or foreign governments. Openness and oversight complement the other principles of Asgardia, as Asgardia wants to minimize any potential for abuse of surveillance, while still not being 100% transparent to protect the safety. Therefore, when the purpose of a particular monitoring activity demands secrecy, the independent agency will be given the authority to conduct appropriate oversight to ensure that activity remains compatible with our stated principles. Individual access is also important. So, upon request, any individual of Asgardia must be informed of the existence, use, and disclosure of their personal information, as well as be given access to that information when appropriate and not during the course of an investigation. Challenging compliance is the last principle, which allows for an individual to challenge any government monitoring programs through any appropriate legal channels and or through consultation with the oversight committee.